No worries.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Cherry. Hi, Alexia. Hi, everyone watching us on YouTube right now. We are super excited to be back for the fifth episode of the CFR Game Show, entering our third week now. And it's the last week before tomorrow's episode, and we are being live streamed onto YouTube. Let's just start off with a quick introduction as for who will be present in this episode. There's what?
The instructions are on Discord.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, okay, let me open that up. All right. So my name is Bhavya. I am the CFR project lead. I also have Ved here. He's the co-lead. I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm Ved. I don't know if you attended the T-Rex episode. It was the best one. We had a lot of people play. So yeah, that's me. This is Ansh. We're not sure what he does at the project.
Shut up.
He exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's good enough.
It's good enough.
That's good.
And we also have joining us here two expert guests. We have Alexia and Cherry. I am going to let them take over their introductions for themselves. So, Alexia, we're so happy to have you here. Do you want to quickly talk about who you are and what you work on?
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me. My name is Alexia Munoz. I'm from Mexico. I'm a pop training mentor and I'm also a bachelor student of chemistry and biology.
All right, that sounds amazing. Yes, we have worked with Alexia with the pop movement for quite some time now. Hi, Cherry. Can you hear us as well?
Yeah, I can.
All right, it's amazing. I know it's quite late in South Korea right now, but thank you so much for being here. Do you quickly want to talk about yourself as well?
Sure. Hello, I'm Cherry Sung from South Korea. I'm currently rising sophomore, so I'm currently 16 years old, studying in an IB school. I'm also a youth climate activist running my own organization called Greener's Cleaner. And so thank you for inviting me here.
I remember when you first told me about Cherry at last year's pop festival, and we were quite inspired by all of her work in climate activism. So it's amazing that we have both of you here today with us. The topic for today's episode is Marvel, and it's a really popular topic these days because they have so many different movies coming out and so many different TV shows coming out.
Yeah,
And I have not kept up with them. Have you?
No.
I've watched practically every single Marvel.
Are you serious? Like every Moon Knight and all of that?
I even watched a Marvel movie that released in 1900s, in the 20th century, that is about vampires.
Marvel existed?
Marvel existed at that time, and it was actually not that bad.
Wow. Okay.
To all Ansh's teachers, they
Shut
should
up.
know that there is dedication in him. He just doesn't use it for school, but he's capable of dedication.
I topped in my grade.
You top in your grade.
Yeah, I did actually.
So I'm assuming your grade is down.
Shut up. Stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what about you? Do you watch Marvel?
No, I slept in Infinity Wars.
Okay.
In my defense, I was dragged to the movie, and I was fed a very heavy lunch before it. So
How do
I
you
slept off.
sleep in Infinite? See, other Marvel movies I can still understand. Like there's some that kind of get like a little bit monotonous, but Infinity War?
It's just so like Infinity
Stuff
War is
is
so
happening.
hyped up.
Okay, the seats were very comfortable, and I was
No,
full
that's-
from a meal. In my defense, I'm allowed to sleep.
Okay then. All right. Alexia and Cherry, what about your guys' experience? Do you watch Marvel? Do you keep up? Or what do you like the most?
I actually am a big fan of the movies. I haven't slept in any of them, but I really enjoyed all of them. And I haven't read the comics, so I'm just a movie fan.
Okay, that sounds amazing. Yeah, comics are like really.
Oh yeah,
Have
no,
you
I
read
haven't.
comics?
I actually haven't read the comics,
Oh.
but I've read like one or two.
Okay. Cherry,
Are the comics better or the movies better?
the different, I think.
They're very
Yeah.
different. In like the storyline is the same, but in nature they're very different. So it's really hard to say.
Alright. Cherry, what about you? Do you kind of keep up with Marvel?
I think I mostly do, but I do remember sleeping in Endgames, but because it was pretty long. But other than that, I also watched the What If series on YouTube. I think that's really fun because it provides like a separate perspective. So I like to see both of them.
It's so like, yeah, I agree with Endgame. It is really long. I've never rewatched it just because I don't want to go through like the 2 hours of the starting which is just like prologue, I guess.
And
Endgame was the first movie tech support. What?
I never watched Endgames, but I'm happy to know that I wasn't alone in the group of people who stepped in Marvel movies.
Tech support is not only incapable of doing their job as tech support, but also incapable of watching Marvel movies.
And they were asked to, right?
Yeah.
We were asked to watch Marvel.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Mihir's been tracking tech support today. He's tech support. So any glitches, blame it on Mihir.
Yes.
Yes.
Blame the.
Blame the Mihir.
All right. Anyway, so we're really excited. Let us start off with the first tall talk. All right. You'll be kind of seeing how we connect Marvel and that entire universe to socioeconomic issues. Let me just go ahead and share my screen, and I will play the first Marvel tall talk. Thank you.
You have that open. Or you should
I have that open. Yes. Okay. There we go.
Wakanda is a fictional African country set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that is both independent and modern due to its use of an alien element known as vibranium. It's used everywhere in Wakanda's futuristic technology, from their unique modes of transportation to their powerful weapons. At the end of Black Panther, the country revealed its existence to the world, sparking an intense reformation of the global economic and political systems. In this Tall Talk, we'll be discussing what the non-renewable super substance can teach us about the sustainability of resources on our planet. Being the only nation to possess this gives Wakanda more power at the negotiating table with Western superpowers who are usually considered to be more developed. This promotes global trade and will strengthen the economic growth overall in the African continent. Along with the political stability and financial growth of the African currency, there will be higher employment rates, better healthcare systems, and social benefits for all people. Killmonger, the cousin of the King of Wakanda, wanted to bring peace and prosperity to the greater continent of Africa, and vibranium is exactly how that would happen. The utopia that might be created due to this material is only a possibility. Another alternative, and the more likely one given how human history has progressed, would be war. Similar to how countries covet oil, land, and nuclear weapons, this fictional universe would see fights for this non-renewable resource. This might backfire on Wakanda, as possible tariffs and sanctions may be placed on the country as retaliation. Power struggles aside, it is always developing nations that will face the brunt of the eventual scarcity of vibranium. With limited supply and high demand, and the publicization of the element, richer nations will have more purchasing power. That defeats the very purpose of why Killmonger and eventually T'Challa wanted to go public with vibranium, to help poorer countries. Time and again, we have seen the dangers of monopolization, and in this case, it is very much possible given the monarchical system of Wakanda. The chances of exploitation are much higher, as well as given the type of labor-intensive related jobs with mining and distributing vibranium. Sustainability is subjective. No resource in this world is inherently sustainable or unsustainable. The question is always how it's used. The Wakandans used vibranium in a way that was extremely restrictive. It caused no environmental issues, yes, and it didn't damage global economies or international relations. But it wasn't being used to its full potential. Protecting innocent people, creating world-changing medical technologies, and reducing the effects of climate change are just some of the ways it could have been used. A substance like vibranium could foster the development of newer and more environmentally sustainable ways of doing things. In this case, can its limitation be justified? How can we say that Wakanda was right in keeping this resource from the world? However, if developments can be made in medicine, environment, and defense, they can also be made in war. Just as Captain America's shield was made of vibranium, other weapons of mass destruction could be developed from this resource. Huge, disruptive tech might mean nothing in the face of weapons that literally absorb kinetic energy. Vibranium is a non-renewable resource with so much potential to do right, but so much potential to cause damage to the world. Was it right for Wakanda to have limited the use of vibranium to just their country, or should they have opened it to the world market? If they should have let the world access it, what intentions and limitations should they have ensured? And finally, what can vibranium, a fictional metal, teach us about the very real non-renewable resources in our world today?
All right, so that was the tall talk. And just to kind of quickly summarize the topic of discussion, we're basically going to talk about whether vibranium, this fictional metal from Wakanda, is basically like a boon for the rest of the world, economically and politically and scientifically, or whether it has the potential to do more harm than it has to do good. And I would like both of you to take kind of opposing views on this and really fight it out, as you already started evidence at the start of this episode. So, okay, Ansh,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Uh,
Good or
so,
bad?
What is
Vibranium.
Vibranium, is it good or bad? I think it's good.
Good. All right.
Yes.
Dave.
I also think it's good.
Wait,
But-
come on.
But no, but okay. So when it comes to the use of vibranium, I think that Wakanda should have kept exclusive access to it. And the reason for that is because human actions are stupid and they would probably wage war with it.
All right.
But yeah, okay.
I kind of disagree there because okay, if you look at any substance that has been discovered, right, over a long period of time, and if you look at that, and then you look at how that specific substance has been researched and through that you've developed different uses for it, right? And this doesn't necessarily have to be destructive uses. It can also be things that will genuinely and generally help people throughout the world, right? I mean, there will be social implications. Although it is uncertain, like in the movie, right? Because it's a made up substance, we might have not seen all of its properties being used. And in the movie, one of the main property of vibranium was to absorb kinetic energy. But if it has such effects with other forms of energy, then I'm sure that you know then those specific properties can be used in order to develop it further.
See, I think that, yeah, that's valid, but I also think that, so our host currently combing his hair, but moving on from that, I think that, the thing is that if it's only with Wakanda, right, they can, this scientific development you're talking about can still happen if Wakanda controls it. Like Wakanda can have research labs, can have things that allow for this use, but it's just that if one government body has access to it, it's more controlled. So you can still have, so the reason why Wakanda probably wouldn't get tariffs or sanctions or stuff like that is because they will have something to offer. So if Wakanda is able to create like a beneficial economic system for other countries, I don't think that should be a problem that they own the actual.
All right. I'm going to
assets.
stop you
Wouldn't
there. I'm going to stop you there. I know that you have a lot of points to bring up, but I also want to hear from Cherry and from Alexia. So Cherry, I know that I think you take economics at school. Right? I think you're really interested in that subject. So what are your kind of viewpoints about the use of Wakanda, maybe economically?
Well, I do think that in economic sense, it does make sense for Wakanda and their nations to prioritize their development. That has been done historically, and it focuses on the idea of convenience that could not be changed like immediately. But I also do think that because there is high demand, and at least in the movie, there is abundant supply, it could be used for other uses like helping the poor. I also want to bring up, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, because you see like how there are 17 goals that may seem really distinct, but they are interconnected. So if that vibranium resource could be used for various goals because it is abundant in supply, why not do that? So yeah, that's kind of what I agree on and how it shows and from economics perspective.
All right. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. That's basically what
That's what I was
right.
trying to say.
All right, Alexia, do you have any thoughts to offer?
Well, I was thinking about the extraction. How would it be the extraction of the material? And also, I was wondering if Wakanda would be the only country that could provide it, or the country would allow to other countries or other companies to come into Wakanda and do the extraction for themselves. Because also it could be a problem, because extraction or mining specifically is a way of polluting the soil and water, and it has to be a lot of sources to extract that kind of material. So I think it will be good for some things, but you can control all of the aspects of the material. It
Mhm.
will be some kind of fight, and eventually someone would use it to do some harm, to use it as a weapon. That would happen because even in the movie they use it as a weapon. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like from an environmental perspective, obviously, Vibranium can create and give us access to a lot of technology that can make our world more sustainable.
Yeah.
But as Wade said, human decisions might not always be the best. As Lexia said, it's already being used as weaponry. It takes just one leader who
Yeah.
doesn't understand their consequences, who is selfish, to kind of screw up basically with this material.
Yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
think that how they have the Antarctic Treaty or the Space Treaty. I think something like that for vibranium is also a possible alternative, right? Because then you have one government with multiple stakeholders controlling that particular resource. Because if it's only given to the Wakanda government, they're probably going to give it, they might give it to like external contractors for money, right? And then those external contractors will just go and they'll do like uncontrolled mining. But if it's with the treaty, then you can control how much mining is done, you can control the usage, and it's just a more balanced.
I want to ask you about the
usage.
effectiveness of such treaties. So, I mean, with the space treaty, I feel like we haven't really developed enough in space to really see the consequences of the treaty. Like, we haven't seen whether it works.
Yeah, that's fair.
The
So
Antarctic,
it's really I'm just trying to remember the word. It's unpredictable,
Mhm.
right? Because you can't really understand the effect of this treaty that you're forming because because there will be loopholes and there will be issues, there will be conflicts between the countries of the treaty, right?
Yeah, but
So-
the thing is that if you have a treaty, you have some form of regulation, at least on paper.
That's
If you
true.
have zero treaty, then anybody can do anything.
Right.
But if you have a treaty, sure, the treaty might not work, but at least you're trying to put in some laws in place which can be, if implemented properly, control it.
because I will say, when people discover new techniques, new technology, I really don't think there has been an instance where it's been stopped from development.
Right, absolutely.
And I feel like one of the reasons that you're very optimistic about vibranium is because of the scientific potential. You want to maybe talk about that a bit?
Okay,
Yeah.
so Wakanda, vibranium as a metal, vibranium as a metal, right? The one property of it that really interests me and probably a lot of sci-fi lovers out there is that its ability to absorb kinetic energy,
Mhm.
right? Now, our understanding of science is quite broad, but at the same time, we don't really understand the world and the universe itself, how it functions that well.
Mhm.
So if we can actually get a grasp on how energy travels through specific objects, especially through specific metals, that can be replicated for example, right? This is just one example of a scientific invention where it can be replicated into another substance, therefore allowing it to have that property. And in the movies itself, we've seen how useful it is to T'Challa.
Yeah.
Right. And how useful that property itself is, like that train system that they had in the movies, right? It wasn't hyperloop, it wasn't diesel powered, it wasn't steam powered. Rather, it was working off vibranium and its property of and its properties with respect to energy.
Yeah.
Right now, that train system and transportation is one of the biggest emitters of carbon equivalent gases.
Mhm.
I'm sure that we can find other ways to use it. So as far as scientific innovation and scope and potential of vibranium goes, it's really vast.
Okay, yeah, I like that. And I feel like one of the reasons that you would be pessimistic about vibranium is its kind of similarities, I guess, to other resources on our
Yeah.
planets, oil, nuclear power.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you want to maybe talk
I think
about-
that, I think that the thing is that with metal, unless it's like regulated or with any resource, unless it's regulated, people can use it in any manner and it can be used for good, like extreme good or extreme bad. But the thing is that with treaties, you're risking extreme good, right? Because of bureaucracy and things like that. But at least you're also staying away from extreme bad.
Right.
So I think that some form of regulation is required, especially because we've seen that humans, well, they can't agree. So
They can't what?
they can't agree with each
Okay,
other.
that's
So
fair.
I think that while that is a problem in treaty, I think that it's a safer method to go to. Because you can always undo the treaty and then go to extreme good.
Mm.
But if extreme bad has already occurred, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to let Cherry and Alexia maybe give their closing points on this issue. Do you guys think that vibranium, if it existed in our world and if it was made open to everybody, it was allowed to kind of exchange itself in the hands of scientists and governments and people, do you think it could do more harm than good, or do you think it would be beneficial to humankind? Yeah, Alexia, do you want to maybe go first? All right.
Okay, thanks. Well, I think it will do more harm than good because vibranium was in Wakanda only. So I think it would be a fight for the material, for the for material, and also as it was in only Wakanda, we don't really know how the other species such as animals or plants of other continents and even other countries would react to it. Like we don't know if it's toxic to other species and the impact of the biological impact of the material could be awful. And also we don't know how or the technology of Wakanda, how they use it or how they extract it, and if the other countries could extract it in the same way as they did. I think it would be more harm, actually. And
Yeah. I can see that happening actually. All right. Cherry, do you want to maybe conclude the discussion? Vibranium, is it good or is it bad for the world?
Honestly speaking, I kind of have a different perspective from what Alexia mentioned. I think also draw like kind of extending from what one of you said about like how it could be an alternative energy source and how it could be used for like transportation, etc. I think we shouldn't like assume beforehand that it would do too much harm. Instead, we can do more research and development in little amounts first before using it and implementing into like actual nations, societies, etc. I also think that this resource of vibranium could kind of be compared to, you know, radioactivity or nuclear power. These at first weren't really well known, but then, and many people thought it would do more harm. But in some ways, they could be an alternative to what are considered non-renewable, and in like using renewable energy sources alongside, we might kind of find more time for us to develop in other ways and use more renewable energy in the long run.
I like that actually.
Yeah.
I love it when different tall talks kind of pass through different episodes, because we
Yeah.
talked about nuclear power being a deterrent
Yes.
force. That's why, I mean, yeah, maybe vibranium becomes so powerful that it actually pushes people away from war because of how devastating it could be, like nuclear power has, than actually bring them closer towards it. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, I mean, there's so much more to discuss. I'm sure we could go on for hours because that's the thing with kind of complex topics like these. But we will move on. We will move on to the first game that we have to play today, and it is Family Feud. Let me kind of talk to you about how it works. Basically, over the next 20 minutes or so, we will kind of be sending out 10 questions to all of your team channels. And your aim is to predict the most popular response. You'll get to pick between, I think, 20 different characters. You'll be asked a question, pick the answer that you think will be the most popular. And if you do that, if you actually end up with the highest frequency answer, you will get more points. And those points are going to push you up the leaderboard. So let us start with the questions. Wait, where are those?
1 second.
Yes.
This is what happens when tech support's on. Okay,
Okay,
let's see how
got
that
it.
works.
Got it. There we go.
We're in Marvel, right?
Marvel. You are in Marvel.
Okay, so we're going to wait for the game to set up.
Alright.
This was Thier's responsibility. So blame the Thier.
Blame the Thier.
Yeah,
That's
hashtag.
if you read our newspaper Tumbleweed, which you can
Yes.
still do at the link in the chat, because I don't know why I'm promoting Tumbleweed, but
That's not on the everyone chat.
here we go. Okay. That's newsletter. That's our newsletter. You can know a bit more about Blame the Thier from there.
Majority of the things that go wrong in CFR are this.
Yes, we blame it on Thier.
I feel so bad for this calling him out. Okay, next question. All right.
So you can read the questions.
In any one of the channels?
Yeah, anyway.
Right, sure. Yeah. All right. So let us start with the first one. Which MCU character will you keep as a bodyguard? Let's start with Ansh. Both of you. Thor.
Thor.
Dude, he wouldn't be there half the time. He'd be in Asgard.
Yeah, still, but
Okay. Do you Thor as well? As a bodyguard. Do you know MCU characters?
Some of them. I want to go with Captain America because of his shield, vibranium shield.
Captain America because of his vibranium shield. Okay.
I don't know
Alexia,
anybody else. So.
I don't like any of your answers.
no, see, the reason I chose Thor, okay,
Yeah.
because I actually see what's going on in all of the sudden.
Why wouldn't you want to keep Heimdall?
No,
on board?
no, see, the thing is, Heimdall and Thor kind of always work together,
Yeah.
right? So unfortunately, he's dead.
He's
Spoilers.
Who's dead?
Heimdall.
What?
Yeah.
Since when?
Did you not?
What?
In Infinity War, he died. But Thanos killed Heimdall.
I don't remember this.
You slept, so you.
Okay,
See,
okay.
I didn't see
Wait,
it.
I want to
slept
ask.
in the middle.
I want to ask Thierry and Lexi as well, guys. Which characters would you keep as bodyguards?
I would choose Hulk.
Hulk. Okay, Hulk is a good option. If he can be brought to his senses. And what about Cherry? What about you? Which characters?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. All right. Okay. I like both of those answers better than yours. Actually,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah. All right. Why have we paused it?
Because I'm going to teach tech support how to move to the next question.
I will move to the next question.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's very complicated.
It's all right.
Support is not that great.
One tech support is talking and one tech support is playing Super Chicken.
This
Super
is-
Chicken. We're
This
playing
is
Super
this is
Chicken.
brilliant. All right. Let's move on. Wait. I want to. Okay.
Don't play.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? If I want to like pick a character, I feel like I would pick someone like a War Machine, Rhodes. Okay.
That's
See, Captain America, he's a leader. He's not a bodyguard. He's not going to stand by you and bodyguard you, right? Thor, he's going to be gone half the time. He's a god. I don't think he's going to be like a bodyguard. Like, how much are you going to pay him? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. But War Machine, Rhodes, he's a soldier. His role was to like be a bodyguard to the president of the United States. In what?
he failed it.
Oh, he failed at it, but he was still there.
He failed at it.
I'm very confused. I never heard War Machine's name
It's
before doing show.
Iron Man.
He's the other Iron Man, like Iron
Yeah,
Man's friend.
he's Iron Man's friend.
He's a soldier.
I
All right.
know Iron
Okay.
Man. I know Iron Man.
Okay, let's go on to the next question then. Should I go to Mark?
Yes.
All right.
Any question.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah, make sure to like answer the question because
opening this. Yeah, see, this is why I told you the process is kind of complicated.
oh my god.
So and Mac, wow, Mac is stupid.
Can we not start that debate
Yeah,
right
actually,
now?
Apple is that way. That's another talk.
Like that?
Yeah,
And then run it.
yeah, just that much. Press like,
Oh my god, what is happening?
see, there is a much more complicated process, but I'm not doing that because Thea is not here. Blame the Thea.
Ah.
But anyway,
And then I go ahead and I get the next
you
question.
do. Oh, never mind. What?
All right, I have a better idea. I have a better idea for how to do this.
Just go to Microsoft.
Okay, so I don't think all the questions are there.
It's fine. We'll just go through the questions. This is better than tech support.
Yeah.
Tech support's not in their home base.
I really want to move the camera and show what takes the most
Yeah.
doing.
All right. Which MCU character would you never hire as a babysitter? Who would make the worst babysitter?
Thanos.
Thanos.
He would kill the baby.
Thanos wasn't evil. He
No.
literally like
Yeah,
Gamora was like
Gamora
his
and
daughter.
Nebula both Thanos is still.
I mean, Nebula, she came out a
no, we
bit.
don't. I mean,
She came out a bit.
um,
Um,
I would not hire, what are the options?
Ultron.
No, I would definitely not, I would definitely not put,
You can't look at the options.
I can't look at the
You can't look
options.
at the options.
What if I have an answer that isn't from the option?
That's fine. Who would
Okay,
you-
I wouldn't put, Hulk. It is.
Hulk. Hulk. Good. Okay. Alexia, who would be the worst babysitter?
My first thought was Hulk also,
Hmm.
but I think it would be Scarlet Witch. Because if she gets too attached to my baby, she would definitely kill me to get it back, to
That
get
is
my baby.
Yeah. I thought
Scarlet Witch.
some people thought she would make a pretty good mom because she was a mom,
Mm.
but I
No.
mean, okay, yeah, she's a little unpredictable, I think, in that way. Wait, just stop. Thank you. All right. Jerry, what about you?
If Scarlet Witch is like sane, I think she would be a good mom, but like I think Hulk would not be a good babysitter for sure.
Okay, yeah. Arthur, I believe you raised your hand. Let me know if you want to.
Yeah, the question isn't in Discord.
Oh, the question isn't in Discord.
Which is what I was trying to do. Okay, so you guys keep the discussion like going while I like try to do this.
Okay, bad babysitter. I honestly want to go with Ultron because he wants to kill humanity. That was his entire goal. And like babies are the things that help humanity not die.
What?
Babies
What
are,
is that supposed to mean?
babies are the things that like help humanity survive. Like without
Babies are the things that allow humans to
live,
continue living.
like yeah,
Oh.
humankind to continue living. And like,
Right.
No, see, I wouldn't put.
there we go.
Ultron
Okay,
because-
questions.
The
with Seth.
question's on Discord.
I'm just gonna keep this right here so that you can
Yes.
handle the text stuff.
Thank you.
All right. Should we move on to the next question then?
Let's give people some time to
All
like,
right, yeah.
answer it.
Yeah, answer that. All
We
right.
can actually we can go to the
We
next
can probably move
question.
on to the next
Yeah.
question because they can you can keep answering.
You can keep
for
answering,
those of you
yes.
who haven't already. All right. So what do I do?
Word.
No, you
Go to
can just
Word.
next one.
You want to send the next question?
No, I can't because then they can't answer the whole
Oh.
question.
Oh my God. Okay. Which MCU character would throw the best?
RDJ.
What? RDJ is not even an MCU character.
Iron Man.
Let me finish the
But-
question. Which MCU character would throw the best bachelor's party? You said Tony Stark.
Star, yeah. Any day.
That's pretty-
It's,
that's a
it's
pretty-
obvious.
I feel like he'd throw pretty irresponsible bachelor's
But it, I mean, that's what a good bachelor party is. right?
Yes, I agree with them.
Irresponsible?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like you're gonna end up with is not gonna be very happy.
Yeah, I know. No,
No,
And
wait,
like
I'm sorry, aren't bachelor parties by definition a mess?
exactly. Like, like,
Like I've not been to one, but I'm just guessing.
okay. Okay. So we have two Tony Starks. We have three Tony Starks. So I definitely think that Tony Stark would also throw a pretty good one. Who are some of the other options? We have like Thor. He drinks a lot.
no.
He drinks a lot though. He has like very high tolerance.
Or that, but that'd be a good bachelor party for him, not me.
But again,
But is it like a drunk bachelor tour? Like good person? 'Cause-
RDJ can drink.
yeah, but he wouldn't care about you. He'd care about himself.
That's a very good point, actually. It's true.
Right. Okay, interesting. I mean, Bucky maybe.
No,
Captain
no.
America's friend, no? I mean, he seemed like a pretty social person.
You know, Star-Lord might actually.
Star-Lord, yeah. I think because he would really want everybody to enjoy
Yeah.
the party. All right, I like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on.
Yes,
Yeah,
Jerry.
you have just received the questions. Alexia and Cherry, do you guys have any opinions? Best bachelor's party.
I think it will be Thor because he has millions of years going to parties, and I think he knows how to throw one. And also, I will have Loki as a special guest.
Oh my God,
Oh, yeah,
Loki would
that
be yes. Okay, so I remember that scene with Thor, when he was like in battle, but he's just like enjoying himself.
Yeah.
That's exactly okay. I like that.
Yeah.
And then Loki,
Loki and Quill.
I mean, I have a little like some mixed perspective about Loki, but like especially that train scene, where he sang in the TV show.
in the TV show, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Loki's a
Loki just
brilliant-
reminds me of my friend's dog called Loki.
I think
Bhavin,
it's-
we have chosen someone better, you know. It's
Let's
guess.
It's guess.
Listen, one is sleeping and one is playing Super Chicken.
Do you guys?
Who do you want to get?
Any of you want chocolate?
No, I'm fine.
Oh. Let's go.
You- Okay, so tech support just made like huge eyes at me because I said they're sleeping.
Yeah, what?
Tech support. What's the question?
The question is.
The question.
Who would throw the best bachelors?
Who do you think?
I'm gonna say Black Widow.
Black Widow. Okay.
Really?
Mostly
Why?
so kind of, a party which is not like a conventional. Like
Okay. No, I don't know what you mean, but okay. But okay.
I'm sorry, tech support's bachelor party would just be sleeping. Honestly.
Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Can you send the next
Yes,
question?
we can now, we're now up at
All right.
pace.
Question number 4. We
Uh,
have 6 more to go. We should probably move through these faster.
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
I will do it really quick,
All right.
hopefully.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. See, it's not my fault.
We
It's
got
the
the-
info.
we got the C at the start.
I know, I'll type it in later.
Talk.
Isn't there like a song that goes TikTok?
What do you want? You want to send the entire thing?
Yes.
You can just select the entire thing.
I don't know, man. It keeps moving around. It's very,
All right then.
we're just gonna quickly wait for this to take place.
Yeah.
And then we will send the next question. Okay, so we're done.
Next question.
Next question has been sent.
Okay.
Yep.
Which MCU character would kill their opponent if they lost in a board game? Before we get to MCU character, I just want to say Chewbacca from Star Wars.
Yes.
Okay. I know this is not the sci-fi episode, but if Chewbacca from Star Wars lost to their opponent in a game, they would kill their opponent. Okay.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that happened with like C3PO or something.
No, I think he like broke. I think he broke C3PO's arm.
Yeah, for like losing, for like
for
yeah.
losing. to
yeah.
Something.
Okay, anyway,
I
MCU
would
characters.
kill someone.
You would kill someone. Oh no.
If I
Okay.
lost it.
You lose in all board games though.
Guys, back on track. Okay. Back on track. Okay. I'm going to ask both of you, and then Cherry, I will come to you as well. So keep your answers in mind. Who do you think would kill the
Wait.
opponent? Wait first.
I don't know any characters.
Ansh.
Okay. I would say Hulk probably again.
Hulk. Yeah, because he just seems to have an anger issue, honestly.
This reminds me of like those YouTube videos where they go rage monster.
Yeah.
These things. Yeah, just
Or,
reminds me
or
of that.
Drax.
Drax.
Drax would actually kill someone for
I feel like the Hulk would just bounce them away. Yeah. All right.
I want to say Valkyrie because I just like how the name sounds.
Valkyrie, I don't think.
she's so nice.
No, I just like it. I just have the name. So that's all.
All right. Cherry, who do you think would kill their opponent if they lost in a board game?
Definitely Hulk because he gets angry quickly.
Yeah, that's a secret. All right. Okay, Hulk then. Yeah, okay. Hopefully you guys have sent in your responses.
Okay, this is going to go faster. I just figured out that I don't need to copy this thing every time.
All right.
So this should hopefully go faster.
That's awesome. We are progressing.
We're progressing.
I'm so proud of you.
Human evolution.
Human evolution at your side.
Should have joined us for the talk on the Disney
Oh, wait,
episode.
it doesn't. Never mind.
Okay.
I forgot the C again.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad. Okay.
So we're still progressing.
There's so many programming jokes I can make about C being annoying. I just
Make one.
C is very annoying.
Other than that.
Just that's it.
See, this is Bhavya with like biology.
Fine.
Just insulting biology all the time.
Which
No,
MCU
no.
character would make the best president?
Oh,
Tony Stark.
which MC? No,
Hey,
no. Tony Stark would not make a good president.
I think
He would be the
I
most chill person.
I Nick Fury or Captain America.
Nick Fury, I didn't even think about him. Captain America, yeah, I can.
Or Nick Fury.
I feel like Captain America is still like a little bit,
arrogant.
no, not arrogant. He's just like naive.
Is he?
I think so. Like I don't think he would understand the politics and the economics very
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
I do think that Nick Fury is a very good option for best president. We have a few more options. So we have the Falcon, Sam Wilson, like Captain America's friend. We have Peggy Carter. I think Peggy could make a really good president as well. From Captain America again. Pepper Potts. Vision, because he'd just know everything. And then yeah, I think those are my top options. So Alexia, do you kind of agree with us, or do you have your own ideas?
I don't like Captain America because I think he's kind of naive. I mean, he thinks all the people are good and that's not real. I would choose Vision or Peggy.
Okay,
Those are
you know what? Peggy could make like the first female president of the US. That'd be really cool.
Haven't there been
Mm.
female presidents
but
in the
she's British, so that would be a problem. Because Peggy's British.
Yeah. Peggy's British. Okay,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, British being
Prime-
America's president would just be hilarious.
Wasn't Washington British? Let's not go there. Wasn't Washington British as well? Like George Washington?
No.
No,
Yeah.
was he?
Yeah, the original Americans were British.
I
Okay.
still don't.
Founding fathers.
Not native.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The
I
ones who
still
came.
feel like
Okay, we're on holiday. I don't want a
Okay.
geography history lesson right
Yes,
now.
yes.
Please.
Okay, kind. Nick Fury. I love the option of Nick Fury because he just understands like people.
Yeah.
And like he understands politics. He understands like that entire thing, and he's pretty good with. He already holds a pretty like top position at Shield.
yeah, that's true.
Um,
Like he under whereas
Yeah.
let me say something. I think.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
We're already on.
We are already on it. Brilliant. What is it?
Wait, it's still processing.
All right, let's just read it out then.
Yes, okay. Never mind. Okay, I'd work.
All right, brilliant.
We have to still send the question. Jesus. Javier, have you not? Are you
No.
not keeping up?
No, I'm not because it's so convoluted. It should just be one button. Next question.
Never mind. It did not work. But anyway, just read the question out.
All right. The question is, which MCU character is most likely to die early by doing something foolish?
Thank you for the same questions, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Which MC
We know.
Which MCU character? Have you seen Hawkeye? Have you seen the TV show Hawkeye?
Yes, I have.
You have. Kate Bishop would definitely die early.
King?
Kate Bishop.
Yeah, he would.
She.
Wait, what? Which one's Kate Bishop? I don't.
Kate
know.
Bishop.
Oh, Kate.
What did you hear?
Kate Bishop.
How does Kate Bishop sound like Kingfisher?
Okay,
From
kind
here
of.
it does.
Kind of.
And okay, so
Yeah.
so Kate Bishop wouldn't. I don't.
She is always getting herself
definitely
into
not.
situation.
Who's King?
She has almost died.
So
Like
I confuse Kingfisher with Kingpin.
Kingpin. Okay, yeah. Kate Bishop has died like 20, almost died like 20 times in Hawkeye.
I still feel like she wouldn't do that. Die because of something stupid. Where I feel like Spider-Man would do something stupid.
Spider-Man.
I don't know why. It just
But he hasn't historically done stupid stuff. I mean, he has.
he seems stupid. No offense to Tom Holland or
He's
anything.
really smart.
He just
He was like, wasn't he like the person at the trivia club for the school?
yeah he's a smart guy, but I don't know. I just
He's like academically smart.
he's academically smart, but like when it comes to just general street smart, I guess
Yeah.
I feel like he's just really stupid.
Okay, so we have people saying Wong or Shuri. I feel like Wong would just exit, just like go away. Yeah, just like not bother with himself. And then Shuri, I can see maybe. But okay, all right. Next question. Which MCU character is most likely to misplace an Infinity Stone?
What?
Which MCU character is most likely to misplace an Infinity Stone?
I'm
Wait,
sorry. I think that if this was a CFR question, everybody in the team would just lose an Infinity Stone. I don't
Oh,
think,
yeah.
I don't think we have anybody responsible in the team enough to like not misplace.
I mean that
I wouldn't use it.
Please, you would forget you own it.
that's true. Okay, anyways, which
Yeah, character will misplace him.
wait, you want to go first?
You want to go first? Wait, who would misplace it?
Yeah, go.
Out of all the MCU characters that you know about, who would lose an Infinity Stone?
Not sure. I feel like Tony Stark wouldn't lose it. He just like forget about it. We would like give it importance.
Yeah, Wade doesn't know or understand Marvel. Let's just skip this little bit here.
Okay, so let's see. I feel like I actually don't know.
Okay,
I you know what?
Groot.
Kate Bishop
Great.
would lose.
Kate Bishop would lose.
Kate Bishop
I think
would lose.
Alexia agrees with us. I also want to say Groot. Alexia, what do you think?
I would say definitely Groot. He don't care. So he was misplaced it totally.
He's just dancing everywhere.
He
Very-
just existing and
He's-
photosynthesis and stuff.
He has his moments, but I don't think that he really cares more.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Jerry.
too young.
That's also true. That's fair. Jerry, do you agree with us or?
I mean, I was thinking of two people, Groot and Spider-Man, because Spider-Man made too many mistakes over the previous episodes, and I feel that he would lose it any
Yeah.
time.
I think he would lose it just because of like his incompetence or like
Yeah.
something would happen, not because like he didn't understand the situation well enough. Like I feel like Groot just like would not like understand what is happening, whereas like Tom Holland, Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
would just do it because I think he'd be really surprised and he'd say sorry about it.
Yeah, he'd say sorry and then make a pop culture reference. That's honestly.
That's pretty good.
He
That's pretty
says
good.
sorry. That reminds me of Jay.
Oh no.
It's not.
Which MCU character is most likely to be late to every battle? Which MCU character is most likely to be late to every battle?
You know what? Wait, you go first.
Wait.
Why are you putting me
Go
on the
first.
spot?
Yeah.
Why are you gonna put me on the spot?
Because I feel like, just go first.
Could be late, wait.
Could be late. I'm not sure. I'm really not
Do you
sure.
want to maybe name 5 MCU characters?
Okay, Spider-Man, Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say Iron Man.
That's your favorite character.
Tony Stark and Iron Man.
That's it. Yeah.
No, I'm going to correct myself. So, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Thanos. Stop making me laugh. See, I'm trying to purposely not take the ones on the screen, but like all of them are on the screen. I'm
Okay.
just gonna go with Gamora.
Gamora.
No.
Who would be late to every battle?
You know what? I think Thor, because in the first Avengers movie,
Yeah.
he was late because he was fighting Loki. He was late in fighting Chitauri.
Yeah.
And then in Infinity War, he was late to the actual battle. because
Yeah,
he
but who would be
fight
late if they just like overslept?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Thor would. Thor wouldn't oversleep.
I mean,
I want to say like Wong.
no.
No?
Wong is.
I don't know.
That's a tough question.
Who like sleeps in the Marvel universe?
Drax.
No.
Groot.
Hmm.
Captain Marvel.
Yes, Captain Marvel is late to every battle.
Actually, yeah, she is. She arrived pretty late.
In Endgame.
A third has something that he wants to say. A third, who do you think would be late?
I would think Stark.
Stark. Oh, Tony Stark?
Yeah.
Like
I
what?
can
Like he's like too cool to come to
Yeah,
battle.
Yeah.
He's irresponsible.
See, look, I
Okay.
feel like him or like Spider-Man would like just be waiting on the side,
Yeah.
like come in for like a heroic moment.
Yeah.
Like they let people fight and they just come for like a save. at the
Yeah,
end.
so like everyone's dying and
Yeah,
then suddenly swoop.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Cherry and Alexia, what do you guys think? Who'd be late?
Probably Star-Lord, perhaps.
Star-Lord?
Star-Lord.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
also Thor.
Okay, I could see Star-Lord for sure. Because
Just be dancing.
like distracted. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's move on to the next question. Is this our 8th question? 9th question. All right. So we just have 2 more left, and we are looking good on time so far. That's all right. Okay. Which MCU character is most likely to turn evil?
Oh.
Who just become bad?
See, I want to say something, but it's a spoiler to a movie.
Can you
that-
say
that
it?
just came out. I can say it?
Which movie?
The
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange one.
All right. Let's
You
not
know-
spoil it.
you-
I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I don't mind the spoiler.
But okay, let's not.
Can you like symbolize it?
Just type it.
What do you want me to do?
What is this, Ansh?
What do you want me to do? What else do you want me to do? Like, just yes.
What? Okay. Let's stay away from that. Let's stay away from that. Okay. I thought this would be
What
Okay.
else to do?
all right. Who turned evil? Alexia and Cherry. What do you guys think? Who would just go evil?
I think like instead of like going evil because they want to go evil, but like if they go evil, I think the powerful one I think would be Ant-Man actually, because he's so small. He can turn so small. So he can like cause a pandemic or something, you know?
That
Cause
is
a pandemic.
really
That is-
cool.
yeah.
That's
Can you imagine Ant-Man if he wants to like destroy the world, right? He just goes into like sewers, gets like bacteria, and just like places it around like people.
not only that, I just feel like, okay, this is very science fiction, but at the same time, you know how the quantum realm is something that's very discovered and that's very explored in
Yeah.
Marvel, right? I feel and there are so many unknown organisms, and it's just such an unpredictable and unknown environment to humans because it's practically another dimension.
Yeah.
Right. That would be this part of like string theory and stuff. But at the same time, so I feel like he could just, I don't know, move objects or move specific organisms from one dimension to another.
Yeah.
And since it's such an unknown organism, our body might not have the appropriate response.
All right. So like he
So-
turns evil because
yeah,
of that.
because of
okay. I
that.
like that. Yeah. All right. Okay. Last question. And I believe okay, we are getting some replies. All right. Awesome. Which MCU character has the best fashion sense? The best costumes? Abia, do you have something to say about this? Have you not watched MCU?
I don't think I watched it.
Okay. All right. Best fashion sense. Let's like Hulk. You think Hulk has the best fashion sense?
Honestly, no one in CFR has good fashion sense except for Avia. So this is
Yeah,
really
okay, you guys have to understand all of your voice except for me.
weird.
I mean,
See, I know boys who have fashion sense. It's just that
Yeah.
I roam around in shorts and chopper.
Yes.
Right.
It's not about the fact that you just don't need a fashion sense when you're a boy.
We just don't care. We just see, like my mom, okay, the only way she makes me wear different t-shirts is because she knows that I pick from like the top of my pile. So she reverses my pile. But then I still like the so I just pull them out from the bottom.
and then my mom gets angry that I picked like the newest t-shirts
Yeah.
because she keeps them at the top of the pile.
Yeah, exactly. It's very
So
confusing.
I just like people are like, oh, I have a party in 2 hours. I'm going to decide my outfit. And then there's me, which is like, pick up what is the top. And I like, what's the party? That is if I'm dressing.
All right. Anyway, it's not about us. I would love to be. I would love to be an MCU character. But Alexia, Cherry, best fashion sense. What do you guys think?
Black Panther. I mean, everyone in Wakanda has just the style. And also T'Challa, when he's not, the black suit as Black Panther is awesome. I mean, it's so beautiful. But when he's not using the bodysuit, all his outfits are just awesome. And also he uses accessories. I would say Black Panther.
I did not even like think about T'Challa, but I can see that for sure. The fashion in like Black Panther is very unique.
Yes, it is.
So I think they have a lot more.
They really grabbed like the entire essence of an African culture
Yeah,
really well.
I agree.
If
Yeah.
it's not a surprise, I haven't watched Black Panther.
The scene where you remember the vision.
See, I don't love I don't love Marvel movies and the storyline isn't that good, but you should watch the movies, Wade.
Yeah, they're enjoyable.
No, see, I know
It's fine.
I remember when everybody was like, I'm gonna go to Black Panther, and I was just like, I'm sitting at home.
I did that, but I watched it later.
Okay. I still have to watch No Way
That,
Home.
that scene, you remember the suit that T'Challa wears, like the black suit with like the stripes of silver. Yeah, that one. I really like that. Do you remember that suit?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
So that
There were
was
two, right? Gold and then silver.
I don't remember that one.
There
but-
were two suits, and he
suits.
chose the silver one because it was better at camouflage.
All right. Okay, then sure.
But we shall take your word for it.
All right. Thank you so much for participating in Family Feud. Thank you, Cherry. Thank you, Alexia. Let us move on though to the next part of this episode, which is the Tall Talk. We have already discussed
Already
one of
played that
them. Yeah, this is the second one. There we go.
Did you do the sharing
Yeah.
audio?
I think so. Let's just do it again. Yeah, see, I'm not incompetent.
You just clicked the old talk again for the second time.
Thanos had a bold plan, a galactic genocide to wipe out 50% of the universe's population. Impartial and quick. Rising populations lead to several issues, especially when our limited resources don't suffice. It made us empathize with the villain on a quest to murder our favorite heroes. Some people felt his intentions were noble because he wasn't doing it out of hatred. Fewer people mean less strain on a planet's resources. Others thought it was a little extreme. Thanos snapped. Suddenly, projections for our water bodies drying up were lengthened. Climate targets could be pushed back, and megacities gained capacity. Overpopulation is the problem Thanos aimed to solve. Our growing numbers multiply small environmental footprints with exponential increase. In this way, it is the greatest cause of environmental damage because it amplifies impacts and enables urbanization. With it, deforestation, smog, and the encroachment of natural habitats and floodplains. The Infinity Gauntlet makes a lot of sense if you perceive overpopulation as the greatest threat. Take nations like India or China, some of the largest greenhouse gas emitters with some of the lowest per capita impacts. In developing countries such as these, the small effects multiply with large populations. Industries are party to severe environmental impact, yes. It's not always the fault of single individuals, but as a group, we do allow these industries to thrive. If they have more people to sell to, there will be more river and atmospheric acidification. Cutting populations in half would be effective here. Cut global waste in half, cut plastic disposal in half, cut food waste, vehicular exhausts, all in half. You may not be convinced. Population dynamics are just natural. During the Industrial Revolution, new farming techniques allowed families more food, and better medical technology reduced infant mortality and increased our immunity. Populations are like chemical reactions. They might rise in favorable conditions, but they soon stable out to an equilibrium. Humanity's real problem is our terrible economic structure and our blatant disregard for environmental conservation. We use goods a single time and dispose of them in our linear economies. We burn fossil fuels even though we have access to clean energy. We dispose of plastics and glass and metals into landfills because segregation is too expensive. We don't need to solve overpopulation if we make our habits sustainable. That is the real solution towards environmental sustainability. Did Thanos think this true? Overpopulation is bad, but is it the greatest cause of environmental damage? It multiplies our consumption and overall impact, but the impact is still caused by unsustainable technology. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, 50% of our current annual emissions still puts us well above 2 degrees of global warming by 2100. If we want to see large populations live green lives, we have to focus efforts on making cities and our activities cleaner. However, population control does make it easier to implement widespread change towards cleaner activities. Do we focus on green tech or the size of our cities? Thanos makes sense, a clear objective for a prosperous society. But is he targeting the real root of the problem?
All right, that was the talk on Thanos' objectives, Thanos' goals, whether overpopulation is the biggest problem facing humanity right now, or whether we should approach other issues, right, as the root of the problems. I've always wondered, why couldn't Thanos just double the amount of resources instead of killing?
Can he
No.
do that?
I think Ansh raised a more valid question a few hours ago, and that's if there are odd number of people on the planet. You like chop the last person in half. How do you do 50% if it's an odd number? Okay,
That was a joke.
All right.
first of all.
Let's just
I didn't mean that. Why?
No, but like genuinely, I'm actually intrigued. I've been thinking about it since he raised it. What do you do there? You have like odd people.
it's like
Cut a person in half? Like, what is it? Explain it to me.
okay, when he said 50%, all right, I don't think he meant.
No, but it's the stones, right? So like it's not it's not up to him. It's like he just says 50%, and it's literally 50%. So like there's nothing you can do. It can't be 50.00001% either. It's 50% on the money.
What if like people are born within him strapping and like the population?
I feel like we can go into that entire like abortion debate, whether like the fetus is like considered like a person.
It is not.
And it's not like legally.
We are pro-choice here.
Okay, okay, before we get cancelled anywhere, let's move on with the actual topic.
Before we went into the realm of very controversial.
Let's go back to Thanos.
Let's go back to Thanos and whether overpopulation is the biggest issue. Because I'll tell you what, right? I look at my family. I look at especially my grandparents talking about like a lot of social problems in the world, whether it's like overpopulation, whether it's like economic inequality, whatever it is. And they are the first to blame it on just like India having too many people, like people having like too many children, right? And if we do compare the developed world, like the West, right, the so-called West, Europe, especially in the United States and all those countries, they do have far fewer people.
Okay, no, but so if you look at the population, like demographic transition model, all countries have a population.
Ved is just really excited that he learned that in school, so he wants to talk about
exactly.
it.
No, but like moving on, what happens is that after the population boom coincides with like developed per se.
Yeah.
And then your population drops naturally. It's like in developed countries, people don't want to have kids, and that's because they are developed. So then their population begins to drop. So what's to say that because there were more people, it developed and then the population fell? Are we really saying that they develop because they have a lower population?
If overpopulation is not the biggest issue, what is?
I think it's just that, like you said, that industries and people need to change their ways because even
Why is that an issue? Like convenience, is that the issue then?
yeah, and like also like let's say that we do cut the population in 50% today.
Yeah.
We're still going to keep reproducing and we'll eventually reach the same place. So does that mean that we keep halving our population every few years?
Yeah. I just can't help but think of Le Chatelier's principle.
What?
It's this thing from chemistry.
Yeah.
If you've done it,
Yeah.
like if you like, reduce the amount of reactants or the amount of products, then it's just gonna.
No, but also I think of radioactivity in like half-life.
Okay, yeah.
But like the thing is that exactly, if your population keeps increasing, you're not really solving an issue by reducing 50% of your population.
What do you think? Is population the biggest issue?
Okay, see, so I was watching a video and surprising, right? I'm watching movies is not the only thing I do. So I was watching a video on overpopulation, and it turned what the person said, and as per actual statistics, according to him, the problem isn't overpopulation and an increase in the number of people, but the distribution of how people are in the world.
Yeah.
So like, if you look at the Soviet Union, like, sorry, Russia. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Ansh, are you okay?
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, let's look at Russia.
Let's look at Russia.
Yeah.
I was doing some history work or something. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, so we're looking at Russia, right? It's the big. I think it's the biggest.
It's the biggest by land. Yeah.
Yeah, by land. But if you look at its population, it's not that much, and it can definitely fit in more people, right? As a country, I saw. I don't. It was a lot. I watched that video like 3-4 months back.
Yeah.
So I don't remember a lot, but let's say that theoretically we distributed all the people in the world properly and equally, considering every land on Earth is habitable, right? Then it actually kind of makes sense because the Earth has enough resources to sustain us. So I don't really feel like overpopulation is the issue here. Rather, it's the distribution of people.
That's interesting because if you look at let's look at the United States, for example, right? In terms of development, it's pretty up there. The US, right?
Yeah. I can't hear you properly.
I thought you were again going to venture into the realm of really controversial for the third time this episode.
Do you have like hearing aids on?
So okay, let's talk about the US, right? New York City, one of the most densely populated places on the planet. And if we look at the quality of life, things are way more expensive.
Yeah.
It's way more polluted. It's way more dirty.
It's just not that great.
Compared to other places like that are less populated.
No.
So,
but like, okay, see, so I don't think that, even if you distribute people, they're going to be using the same amount of resources. How does that change? Because in a place like US, your per capita consumption of plastic is really high. You fit more people there. I don't think that's going to change their social outlook towards using less plastic.
all right. Cherry, let's have your perspective on this. Do you think that overpopulation is, the central issue that we should really be tackling?
I disagree because I think that other issues like how we consume resources unsustainably and how we choose to use non-renewable resources is like the bigger problem. I think overpopulation kind of tops that off and puts an additional burden for us because if we implement those like unsustainable practices and more people do it, it causes greater damage. But if there are less people and if their mindsets are reared towards sustainability, it would lead to a positive change. But I don't think that's the central issue. It's just like kind of, I guess, a accompanying issue. Yeah. But the main thing is about mindset and our practices.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I think that it's kind of easy to blame overpopulation. It's a little harder to understand mindsets and
Yeah.
industries.
You know, and also I read this interesting environmental concept. I think it's called moral obligation or something on that lines. But what it says is that if we do something like reduce the population by 50%, people will be like, oh yeah, so now our emissions are going to drop. I don't need to do anything about
Oh, you
my-
can do more.
Yeah, I don't think I need to do anything about my actions.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't,
Yeah.
it makes the mindset worse. So that's the thing with even like large scale, like geoengineering implementation, that if we do that, what is going to be the impact on the moral self
How
of
like
people?
the psychological
Yeah,
impact.
like will people
Yeah.
just be like, okay, so there's a solution taking care of it. I can just go about my life and like increase my emissions.
That's basically what's happened to my house. Because the thing is, we got solar panels, right? And so our house runs completely on renewable energy, which just means that I run the AC way more than I used to
Yeah.
run before. I don't care about anything else because I know that it's like green. All right. Alexia, what do you think? Overpopulation, is that the central issue?
Well, as Cherry said, I think it's not the main problem right now, because as you guys know, not everyone has the same carbon footprint. You know, it changes, and that depends on the culture and the habits that they had, and also, I think a citizen from the US USA, I'm sorry, would pollute more than a citizen from India or from Norway. It's just not the same. So I think our habits must change, and also we should focus on renewable sources of energy. And as you know, undeveloped countries have the problem that regulations for industry are poorly, are just it doesn't have regulation. Surprising, the industry that, for example, mining in Mexico, the regulations of mining are just awful. It basically doesn't exist. But the industry come from Canada, so that's a little bit funny because Canada has the the ecological issue that on top, but in other countries, their industry, they are not so green. So the problem is the industry on my point of sight. It's not so much the overpopulation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to say something,
Yes.
right? I feel like this answer that if the question you're asking, whether overpopulation is the central issue, I feel like that's a very subjective answer because I mean, practically
Yes,
everything.
it is a debate.
Shut up.
It's meant to be subjective.
No, it's like okay. Wait.
Okay. Yeah, finish. Sorry.
Okay, good. So what I'm trying to say is that overpopulation is one of the central causes of this issue. But at the same time, there are so many other things that are being overlooked by
Yeah.
humans, right? Now, whether that's economical structure or how industries function, waste management, all of these different aspects of our life that pretty much build our livelihood, right? That put together only it causes an issue.
Right.
So if you're asking me whether overpopulation is a central issue, I can't really answer that because it is a contributing factor with so many other things.
Yeah.
Right. So if humans do want to reduce the environmental impact, the negative environmental impact, then I feel like we can't really only consider one thing, which is overpopulation. We need to consider everything.
If I were to make a chemistry reference, because we have been doing that throughout this
3x.
tall talk. Yeah. Overpopulation isn't the reactant, it's the catalyst
Okay.
because it
Okay.
helps speed up climate change.
Okay,
Right.
that's a.
It's not the thing that's causing climate change. It just the climate to happen easily.
Okay, so this might be a really stupid point, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. And that the more people that you have is like, I feel like that to a certain extent, more people can contribute towards reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Like in
Okay,
the
okay,
sense that
yeah.
I as a person, right?
Yeah.
I can give ideas and kind of help and kind of help people to reduce their overall
So
greenhouse gas
I'm
emissions.
not sure how well that would work in practice. Like how well
Yeah,
that.
obviously, it's a very theoretical and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a very
Okay, no,
theoretical
but
idea.
like, if our reactant is people,
Yeah.
what if we like completely get rid of all the humans on the planet?
That's what Thanos should have done.
Yeah, like why 50%? Just go 100%.
Go all the way.
Go big or go home. Just like, yeah, we solve all our problems.
Thank
No,
you.
no need for catalyst.
Thank you, Ved. Thank you so much. All right. So Thanos, I think we've kind of agreed that he was basically wrong. He was a little misguided. I think
Tiny bit.
tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
I think he should have focused on the root of the issue. Maybe just like setting up a school, teaching
Yeah,
as,
maybe.
as a teacher, doing some community service.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
Or he could set up like this huge TV in the sky. People could like watch it from all across the world.
I feel like I shouldn't.
I know you haven't watched many Marvel movies, but that's how it goes. It's a little logical.
There you go. We need to charge our laptops. All right. Okay then. I feel like we've kind of brought that topic to a close. I'm really happy that we had that discussion. It's one of my favorite topics. And
Yeah, I've been waiting for this since like
I
we
thought
we
that,
waited
yeah.
this topic in like August. I've been waiting since then.
Marvel. I remember that we thought about the
Yeah.
topics. We'll probably discuss like more nostalgic stuff tomorrow. Talk about our
Yes.
journey.
Yeah,
Last
yes.
episode.
Last episode, yes.
All right, then let us move on to the last part of
Which is the
this
quizzes.
talk, which is the quizzes. So we will be sending a link, and Cherry and Alexia, we'd love it if you could join us as well.
We hope that tech support is capable of sharing their screen.
Come on.
All right.
All right, share.
Thank you.
So we are learning quite fast, and Bhavya is eating
I'm
chocolate.
just really addicted to chocolates.
I'm sorry, why would you eat bubblegum chocolate?
It's really
Just
good.
Why?
It's really good.
Okay, so the link is in the chat. And Mihir will be sharing I mean tech support.
You made the quiz. You can't play it.
I also
Yeah.
made-
You made the
also
quiz as well.
Yeah, you can play.
I
You
can play the quiz. Okay.
You can play.
Okay.
We can comment on how stupid he is.
Yeah, yes.
Excuse me.
You made.
optimized the picture.
Sure.
Okay.
We have a new member on set.
Also,
Hello.
yay, tech
She-
support has
She can play the quiz as well.
Yeah, she can play the quiz as well.
If there's like another laptop available.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone join.
Yes.
Bhavya, you can show.
Yeah. I joined. All right. Should we start the quiz? You want to start it and we like.
Yeah, sure. Mihir, why don't you start the quiz?
Because no one's joining.
There are 4 people. Your internet is lagging.
Yeah. Okay.
Start.
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna beat.
You made the tall talks. You better get this right.
Yeah. What?
Okay, wait, I'm going to go have tech support.
No.
Support.
No. Get back.
Can we start the quiz? I want to play it. I'm really.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
We're starting.
I have good news. Our tech support is slightly capable.
Without you.
They're slightly capable.
We are strong and independent.
Which are 3 mentioned? Amplified environmental damages.
Oh, it's not.
Okay. Okay.
Come on, girls.
Don't laugh at me. Okay.
Bhavya's taking the risk. And he's
Yes,
correct.
wow.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay. You're having a nice day. Oh, that's a problem. That's nice. Okay. I did that. I'm so.
Geography joke.
What are the properties of vibranium? That's.
You can really see them struggling. You're the host. You have to make it.
No, Bhavya didn't make it. Bhavya, for the record, Bhavya was playing Minecraft while we slogged and made the quiz.
That's like Minecraft.
Honestly, it wasn't that.
What are humanity's real
Really?
problems?
Listen.
What kind of a question is this? Sitting quietly in a room alone? Excuse me.
Okay, listen, it took us 15 minutes per question. Okay.
Bhavya, listen to me. Okay.
Can I select all of them?
Sure.
Sure, you can do that.
You got one wrong.
Is that like an effect?
What?
Like the extinction?
No, it's just the thing that's not mentioned in the
Okay,
tall talk.
did you like today's episode?
Did you not read the question? The question said mentioned in the tall talk.
What are the mentioned implications?
Yeah.
If vibration
mentioned.
was accessible throughout the world. Okay, that. Yes, that. I swear to God, if this is
See, I told him that we should say instead of improved
how do I
improved infrastructure.
Bhavya, you made the tall talk.
Yeah, how am I
No,
supposed
no,
to
see, like one of the questions, one of the options is improved infrastructure. I told
Okay.
Ansh that we should have it called improved Eiffel Tower.
I-
We should like made again with vibranium.
No,
So just to make it clear, these are the questions are based on what was in the tall talk.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. In the tall talk. According to the Intergovernmental Panel, even if
We've
you got
done
to
5 episodes.
2 degrees. Oh, I like this.
Should
I
know
like this.
this.
I like this. 2 degrees Celsius. This is pretty good.
Okay, so Bhavya approves of our questions.
one,
Validation.
one question.
One question.
What are the
So-
grandmasters plan to suffer from landfills?
Maybe.
Guys,
In short-
accuracy is terrible, 51%.
53 now, it's getting better.
Okay, do you know that our first quiz had an accuracy rate of 3%?
This is such a bad
I know,
question.
I told him, change it. Why?
The accuracy of our first quiz was 3%.
3%.
3%. 3%.
What's the current world population of humans?
This is a very stupid question. Don't.
Okay, fun fact. Okay, wait. I don't know if people are done the
Okay, it's
question.
like
or not.
7.8 billion.
No, yeah, no. So there are 8 billion people on this planet, but there are 10 billion views on Baby Shark.
Yeah, that annoys me. Baby Shark is not good. It's
Baby
a
Shark is amazing.
It's disgusting.
It is amazing. I wanted to dance to Baby Shark on my
it's-
farewell, but the whole
horrible.
grade was chicken.
Sorry.
No, like keep
I'm
continuing
done.
it for a while.
I'm honestly just done with like both of them as well.
You kicked out of the game. Nice. So you kicked out of the game.
Thank you. Who's how are people doing? Okay. This is a hard quiz. Honestly, I think I did pretty well.
It was really easy.
Did I beat you, Raj?
Yes.
I beat you.
You got like 9 questions right.
I got 89%.
No, you didn't play.
Yeah, you didn't play.
You didn't play. Jeez.
I don't see you on the leaderboard.
Yeah, exactly. But Bhavya didn't play. Bhavya is having
I-
delusion, like dreams, daydreaming. He's daydreaming.
How is
Yeah,
that?
60%. After you left.
So this is accuracy just increased.
Yeah, after 11 wrong.
I feel like you're
I think one of the quizzes were that.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
You Raj in first place, Akhtar in second, and Cherry in third. Well done.
Okay, so can tech support stop sharing now?
Yes. Export, come on. Yes, you can do it. We
Come on.
did it. Yay.
Fun. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm just
Um,
doing my job.
So Bhavya's horrible conclusion. This is plot to make.
Anyway.
Conclude.
No, I'm going to conclude.
Okay.
Thank you for joining today's episode on Marvel. We are having the last episode tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. IST. It's going to be about Finding Nemo, and Wade's going to be the host.
I need to watch Finding Nemo
Oh
tomorrow.
my god, wait.
Okay. But see, I watched it before. I just need to jog my memory again.
Okay, wait, what
Okay.
is Dory's catchphrase? Like,
Just
what did
keep
she say?
swimming,
Yeah,
just keep
it's-
swimming, just-
Ask me tomorrow.
I just told you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, anyway, go follow CFR Instagram at CFR Project. Join our Discord server, cfrproject.org/Discord. Yeah, look at those. We have pop-ups. We didn't use those actually. That's our Discord.
Export.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Alexia and Cherry, for taking out the time to be here for this episode. We enjoyed the discussion so much,
Yes.
and your perspectives on the Family Feud were way better than Ansh and Ved. So, thank you.
See, we just did bad so everybody else feels good about their responses.
Wait, don't.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, I guess we'll just end the meeting
yeah,
now.
okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
No, you don't have anything.
Thank you so much, guys. It was such an amazing program. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.